afternoon, radio listeners. The Colgate-Palmolive Peach Company, makers of fine products for 130 years, send you Clara, Lou, and M. But first, Miss Wood is going to read you a short letter from one of our listeners.
I pricked up my ears when I heard you say palm olive soap is made with olive oil to keep skin lovely. I wanted a lovely skin, of course. And I know that olive oil is a soothing beauty oil because I've used it to bathe my baby. But somehow, I never put two and two together, never realized that I could be giving my own skin the same care I gave the baby's by using soap made with olive oil, palm olive soap. Well, I bought 3 cakes of palm olive soap, and before the first cake was used up, there was a younger, fresher look to my skin. And now I use palm olive for bath and hair as well as complexion.
Thank you, Miss Wood. Palmolive soap is the largest selling beauty soap in the world because thousands of women have had the same fine results as the woman who wrote that friendly letter. Palmolive's 2 beauty oils, olive and palm, protect those natural oils in your skin, which keep the skin young and beautiful. So to help nature to keep youthful looking and radiantly lovely, why don't you start using Palmolive soap today, too? I have a special offer to tell you about later, but here are Clara, Lou, and M. Let's drop in at M's side of the old double house and join the girls for a few moments as they chatter.
Say, what is men going to do about being the weaker sex?
Why, what do you mean, ma'am? Men ain't the weaker sex.
Yes, they are. It's been discovered.
Oh, fiddle.
Oh, well, that's what I say. Where could they ever discover that at? Oh, it's established fact. Isn't it funny, after all these years, that men turns out to be the delicatest?
Well, I think you'd have some trouble convincing me of that.
Yes, right in the fact. Ain't any doubt about it. The doctor up to the Mayo Clinic begun going into it, and men come out the weaker.
At the Mayo Clinic? Oh, well, heavens, it's true then.
I know it.
Because that's the Mayo Clinic. That ain't a place that you dispute, you know.
I know it.
Well, my goodness, Em, well, that's awful revolutionary.
Well, I think so. Listen, Em, do you mean on their mentality? Oh, no. Oh, goodness heavens, they're keeping their mentality. Oh, no, men ain't giving up their mentality.
Well, that's good. I don't approve of taking away their mentality. That'd be an awful blow to men.
Oh, yes. They have been here some give out in the past, of course. Men's mentality wasn't much different from women, but men never paid much attention to it. Didn't bother them. But this business of them being weakest on the physical side, they seem very interested in it.
Well, why are men the weaker sex?
Well, I don't know why they are.
Well, I mean, how can you tell?
Well, don't you know I told you, the doctor...
Well, I don't know. For some reason, I ain't putting my question right.
No, and I think I know what you mean. What she means, Em, she means what did they find out about them that made them find out that men is the weaker sex? Well, I guess they've always been, but nobody studied it out before. From the very time man is born, they just can't handle life. They just can't grapple with it at all like a big, strong woman.
Is that so? You mean they don't pull through?
Ain't got a chance. They're awful delicate.
Well, you wouldn't think it to look at them, would you?
Oh, I can hear them either. No, you wouldn't. But you know, now that they've found out, I don't know what men is going to do. I'm afraid everything is going to be so different. I don't know exactly how things will turn out for the rest of us.
Yes, I think that's awful bad psychology. I don't think the news it ought to get out at all.
Well, it is out. And men has took it up all over the country. They're making quite a to-do about it.
I suppose they feel like they're licked from the start.
Well, they are, see. You take a man, now, from the time they're born until they're 100. That pretty much covers everything. Why, all the way along, from the very beginning, they just take up the stamina of a woman at all. To begin with, there's more boys born than girls, giving them a handicap. Giving them a handicap like that, they still can't make it.
Well, my heavens, I didn't know the situation was so bad.
Well, say and wait now, too. I thought there was always more women than men. That's why it's always such a hard thing to get a party up so that there's enough fellas for all the girls. Well, that's wars and stuff, does that. Oh. But when they begin, there's more of them. Then they got the hardest time making a go of it. By the time they're 55, there's lots more widows than what there is widders.
Well, now, yes, you can see that in almost any small town. You go through a small town and there's way more widows.
Well, yes, and look at me. Well, yes, at 50, it's awful hard for a woman to find herself a man. And at 75, there's twice as many women left as men. And by the time a woman's 100, she ain't got a chance. She's all alone.
Well, I don't wonder, according to these statistics you've been giving us.
Say, Grandpa Krueger was sure in luck, wasn't he, hitting 100? Grandma Krueger died at 81, pretty young for a woman. Well, Grandpa Krueger had an awful lot of extra spirit, of course, so... Well, this thing looks like a menace to me. Men are saying, my goodness, here I am running around working my head off, paying the taxes, and I just think of the strength to do it. Imagine us men going to war. Seems a pity the stronger sex don't handle it.
Oh, why ain't that awful?
Well, you see what it is. If men are going to fall into this clinging vine attitude, what are we going to do? Looks like we kind of have the children and raise them and keep the house and make the living and go to war.
Oh, well, my goodness, Em, I just don't see how we can do it.
Well, they depend on us, you know.
Well, I know, but still, as strong as we are, I don't see how we're going to be able to do everything.
I don't either. Men ain't just butterflies, you know.
Why, no.
Well, and say, I just thought of something else. You know, there's some laws in some places that a woman has to give her husband an alimony if they're divorced, and she's got work and he ain't. Well, you see, it's creeping on us. Yeah. Men is pretty upset, I think, some time ago, because women keep living. They keep getting money from the different husbands. They've gotten also they own more than half of all the securities in the country.
Women, though?
Yes. Did they find that out at that clinic? No, they didn't go into that angle. I seen that from another angle.
Well, I'm beginning to wish that the Mayo Clinic hadn't dabbled in it at all.
And it takes the pops out of a person, don't it? Having to feel like the stronger sex.
Well, it's kind of a shock.
Well, I don't know how I'll ever adjust to it myself.
Let's see, I don't know how you ever will either, Lou. Well, Emma, was a funny thing, you bringing this up about men, because it's kind of along the line of a trend of thought I've been having the last few days. I seen a little short piece in the paper, and for some reason it just set me to thinking. Don't you think that all wives is awful ambitious for their husbands?
Well, yes, I do. They can't be ambitious for themselves when all their natural get-aheadness goes right out to their husbands.
I know that's true in my case. I've always been kind of pushy with Charlie, but the other night it really just struck me kind of like a bolt out of the blue. You know, I don't care what you say, Charlie Roach couldn't ever be president of the United States.
Well, no, I guess his chances ain't very good right now.
Well, they wouldn't be any good any time.
Well, now, Clara, I don't think you'd ought to hold that against Charlie. No, I don't either. As far as that goes, Ernest Krueger very likely will never be president of the United States. No.
Well, I bet Ernest could come closer to it than Charlie ever would. Seems like such a simple thing, too, to stand in the way, but I'll tell you what it is. In the paper, and it was telling how excited everybody was over President Roosevelt with what he was going to wear when he addressed Congress, Friday night. Oh, some people were so upset because they figured that since it was an evening occasion, the president had ought to wear a white vest and tie.
And black tails on his coat, I seen that.
Yeah. Now imagine Charlie getting into a white vest and tie. He wouldn't do it for any country.
Well, President Roosevelt hates that kind of get up himself, Clara. He was going to refuse to wear it. Did he wear it?
No, he never wore it. But he did wear gray striped trousers and a long-tailed coat. Charlie wouldn't do that.
Oh, he wouldn't have one to wear.
Well, he would if he's president.
Well, I don't know. Even if Charlie Roach had a whole closet full of them things, I don't believe he'd even try one on for the fun of it.
He wouldn't. He's got a good suit, and I can't hardly get him into it on Sundays.
Say, I suppose any man that gets to be president does go and buy himself some fancy clothes. I wonder what Ernest would do with a closet full of clothes.
Well, he'd dress up in them, he would.
Why, you bet he would, all right. Ernest used to dress real flashy. Yes, he used to like to dress flashy when he could. He did before we was married.
Why, Em, he did after you was married.
Well, not for long. He couldn't. It was soon over.
Well, never till my dying day will I forget how he looked that day I stepped off the train in Peoria when you was down sick in bed.
He met you in his salt and pepper suit, Clara.
Well, I know it. Oh, I'll never forget it. I know I seen him before we even pulled into the station. There he was, Lou, in his pepper and salt suit and spat. I tell you, he was a vision.
Well, he kept himself up that winter pretty good. We was living with Mama, you know. No overhead for him, I suppose. No, and I was sick in bed, so I wasn't wearing nothing new, you see.
Well, yes, and then, of course, too, he never had the expense of your operation because you never had none.
No. Oh, I've always been glad Ernest had that winter. It ain't so easy to scrimp and save, you know. It's as hard for a man as what it is for a woman. And then he had to keep himself cheered up that year. He's sick and everything going against him. So he dressed himself up to it. And he sure done it. My.
All of which only goes to prove that Ernest seems to belong to the... Well, perhaps after all, it isn't for me to say whether Ernest belongs to the weaker or the stronger sex. Now, A little while ago, I urged you to get 3 cakes of palm olive soap, the beauty soap you can count on to safeguard the youth and smooth loveliness of your skin. And now I'd like to tell you about a special beauty aid which the makers of palm olive soap are offering for a limited time only. It's the new palm olive complexion brush. Miss Wood, what do you think of it?
Oh, it's a nice compact little brush, Mr. King. And I like the green back and the soft bristles.
They're the very best quality soft bristles, too, Miss Wood, so they'll soothe and refresh your skin, as well as really get way down deep into the pores. This type of complexion brush is the very latest beauty aid to complexion massage, used by beautiful women in Paris and New York.
Oh, they must be expensive.
Well, you'd pay about $1 for this one if you bought it in a store, but users of palm olive soap can get it for only 10 cents. This is all you do. Get 3 cakes of palm olive soap from your dealer and remove the 3 black name bands around the wrapper. Attach these to a sheet of paper on which you've written your name and address. Enclose 10 cents in stamps or coin to cover mailing and handling costs, and mail to Colgate Palm Olive Pete, Jersey City, New Jersey, Department R2. Colgate Palm Olive Pete, Jersey City, New Jersey, Department R2. Your complexion brush and complete directions for using it will be sent to you promptly. Clara Lou and M and outside Jean Paul King for Colgate Palm Olive Pete, makers of palm olive soap, will return to the air tomorrow afternoon at this same hour.
National Broadcasting Company.
This is WGN Tribune Square, Chicago.